Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Oxidation of unsaturated fatty acids. As we already know that the unsaturated fatty acids are those having a double bond. If they have a one double bond represented by a monounsaturated fatty acids, if more than one double bond represented by polyunsaturated fatty acids. As regards as the oxidation of unsaturated fatty acid, it requires two additional reactions. In unsaturated fatty acid, the bonds are in cis conformation and cannot be acted upon by hydratase enzyme of beta oxidation. That is the enzyme that catalyzing the water to trans double bond. So the two auxiliary enzymes are needed for beta oxidation. Number one, isomerase, and number two, reductase. For example, oleic acid having total 18 carbon monounsaturated fatty acid with a cis double bond between carbon number 9 and carbon number 10. In this cis conformation double bond between carbon number 9 and carbon number 10, isomerases act and convert them as cis conformation into trans conformation and the rest of the reaction the same just like a beta oxidation. At the end of the hydrolysis of complete oleic acid, oleoyl CoA, the total 9-acetyl CoA is produced. Another auxiliary enzyme, reductase, required for the oxidation of polyunsaturated fatty acids like linoleic acid or linolenic acid. Like monounsaturated fatty acids, isomerase will act on a monounsaturated fatty acid at double bond to convert them into a cis conformation into a trans conformation. Reductase also act on a double bond in polyunsaturated fatty acids and make them a cis conformation into trans conformation and the rest of the reaction the same just like a beta oxidation. Oxidation of unsaturated fatty acids provide a less energy than that of a saturated fatty acids because they have a less highly reduced and therefore a few reducing equivalents can be produced from these substrates. Now the regulation of lipids metabolism. Look at the diagram. While taking a dietary carbohydrates that increase the blood glucose in well-fed state, increase the level of blood glucose results insulin level, increase the level of insulin level become high, more insulin level or high level of insulin promote the fatty acid synthesis to activate. More increased level of insulin convert the phosphorylated form into dephosphorylated or activated form of acetyl CoA carboxylase after removal of phosphate group by the help of protein phosphatases. Dephosphorylated form of acetyl CoA carboxylase convert acetyl CoA into malonyl CoA. Increased level of malonyl CoA inhibits the carnitine acyltransferase, the enzyme for the beta oxidation in mitochondria, and results stop further beta oxidation. In starvation, in response of a low blood glucose in starvation or fasting condition, increased glucagon level promotes fatty acid oxidation. Increased level of glucagon increase protein kinase A activity with phosphorylate acetyl CoA carboxylase to make acetyl CoA carboxylase inactive. Once acetyl-CoA carboxylase becomes phosphorylated and inactive, resultant melanyl-CoA production becomes inhibited. This stimulates the fatty acyl carnitine, acyl carnitine acyl carnitine acyl transferase 1 in mitochondria and initiate the fatty acid oxidation. Therefore, acetyl-CoA carboxylase regulates the fatty acids metabolism in well-fed state as well as in starvation. Assignment: why oxidation of unsaturated fatty acid provide less energy than that of saturated fatty acids? How saturated fatty acid biosynthesis and fatty acid oxidation is coordinately regulated by the help of diagram.